This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming Czech Village Blues Festival, which is coming up on Saturday, August 12th. Say hi to Tony Brown. Hi, Tony. We've got, we may have a land speed record for the most guests on the Culture Crawl here. Dan DJ Johnson. Danny, thanks for being here. Greg West. Hi, Greg. Hi. And Michelle Bell. Thanks all for being here. Of course, Tony and Dan are well known to our audience as local musicians and multiple Hall of Fame members in Iowa across the Midwest. Greg, you're with Linn County Blues Society, yes?
Correct.
And you and are teaming up with Czech Village businesses to put this on. And Michelle, that's where you come in because you run White Lion Treasures, yes?
I do, and I'm president of the Friends of Czech Village.
Okay, the Friends of Czech Village. So let's start with you two. Tell me a little bit about how this came together.
Early this year, we got together and looked to partner to put on an event to support both of we're both non-for-profits, and to support both of our causes. Michelle can share you a little bit more about the Roundhouse support, but of course we've supported Henry Davidson in the past and local events in Cedar Rapids.
And I know that this is kind of a fundraiser to bring back the Riverside Roundhouse.
Most definitely. So the Friends of Czech Village's one and only mission is to bring back that roundhouse. And so when I was approached by some folks from Linn County Blues Society, I said this is a partnership made in heaven. Danny tells everybody the village is his backyard, so we're thrilled to have Linn County Blues Society put this event on down in our area.
And for the LCBS, Greg, this is kind of an event to replace Bluesmore, which ran for years and years.
Correct. We had a great 20-year run with Bluesmore, and with that went away a couple years ago, and we were looking to bring it back, and this partnership's been a real blessing.
And the location will be in the true Czech Village. Now, there are a lot of things happening across the river in the Newbo area, but this will actually be in the 16th Avenue, the original Czech Village.
That's correct. The Roundhouse is going to go back up behind the village where the houses were torn down after the floods of 2008. Our concert's actually going to be held on the street in 16th Avenue near the clock tower.
And tell me a little, to help me feel like, so on the concert will be on the street, and there's going to be vendors and things like that, I assume, as well?
There will be. We're going to have about 4 food trucks. We'll, of course, have a beer tent because you can't have a good blues show without some alcoholic beverages, too. So we're hoping to get several thousand people down there and just put on a heck of a show.
And I'm sandbagging just a little bit because I'm a member of Cedar Rapids Rotary West, which is pouring the beer. So
another great partnership.
That's where I'll be. I'll be happily ensconced in the beer tent, serving you with a smile all night long. Looking forward to this. It's going to be a great show as you're bringing in some super talent. Greg, tell us a little bit about Joanna Connor.
Joanna Connor's toured the world, but she's based her roots in Chicagoland. She plays in the Kingston Mines 3, 4, 5 nights a week, and then also tours on the weekends. So she also still goes over to Europe and tours over in Europe once or twice a year also.
And our musician guests come into this as well because the other part of this double bill is the LCBS All-Stars, which is going to be a band featuring, I suspect, 2 of the guys that are sitting in the room with me right now, as well as a number of other familiar names from the local blues scene.
Yeah, Tony and I are organizing the first act, the opening act. What we're trying to do is replicate to some degree what we did in 2013 at the culmination of the Bluesmore concerts. And we're bringing back some of those guys. We got a couple of new guys. There's going to be 8 All-Stars. The combined musical experience of the band for that first set is over 300 years. Yeah, I just did that this morning. I know it's early, but I did a little arithmetic. Yeah.
So, and I know that these things are sometimes subject to change at the last minute, but who is in the mix right now?
Right now we have Ron DeWitt, myself, Tony Brown, Bryce Janey, Craig Erickson, Bob Dorr, and Eric Douglas.
And Daddy-O.
And Daddy-O, the Daddy-O, can't forget him.
Dennis McMurrin, yeah. Well, that is an all-star band, definitely.
Yeah, and Everybody is in multiple halls of fame. They're either in the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and or the Iowa Blues Hall of Fame.
Well, and I just noticed that Craig Erickson is going into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at their next induction.
A much belated induction. I congratulate Craig on that. Now, I'd also like to mention, too, I played with all of these guys over the years in bands. Mentioning Craig, for example, we were in a band briefly back in the 70s. He had to quit the band to go back to high school. That's how far back we go. Yeah. And Daddy-O, I've been partners with him since long, long ago, and everybody knows that Daddy-O. He's going to be the Daddy-O.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great night of music in the Czech Village, the first ever Czech Village Blues with the LCBS All-Stars and Joanna Connor, Saturday, August 12th. Doors at 5 p.m., yes? And the music starts with the LCBS All-Stars at 6. How do people get tickets?
Tickets are available online at czechvillagefriends.org or at lcbs.org. We have several ticket outlets, including White Lion Treasures, Parlor City, Q Dogs, O'Malley's, Dick's.
So,
there's a lot of places.
Every place you go to hear music, you could probably buy tickets.
Correct.
Or you can do it online as well. And I know that our own Bob DeForest is going to be emceeing.
That's correct.
So looking forward to having Bobby there as well. I'm looking forward to this. Been looking forward to this all summer, and thanks for all your hard work in putting it together. And we'll keep rain away and just have a great time on the 12th.